Okay, just now look at the calculations for word frequency counts, or for frequency counts and frequency distributions. I'm using frequency counts here for number of words recalled. As you'll see in the lecture slides, I ran a human memory study. I read aloud the list of words you see on the screen. After I had read them aloud, I then stopped. I would have had people count backwards from a certain number by, say, 3, to like erase any immediate memory effects. And then I said, okay, I had handed out a sheet of paper and I asked the study participants to write down as many of the words as they could remember, as many of the words possible that they could remember. Once they had done that, I collected all the sheets from the 30 participants and I counted for each of those sheets how many words the person correctly recalled that they had written down. And then took the data from those sheets and I entered it onto Excel, as you see here. And I have my 30 people. And the first sheet I received, I called that subject 1. It was all anonymous. And that person recalled 8 words. Person 2, the second sheet of paper, that person recalled 9 words. And then down to 9 words here. The last person, person 30, recalled 10 words. Now the order here is just in the order of the sheets that I received at the front of the class. You know, the people came to the class, handed them in, and that's just an element of randomness. So there's no real order to this other than the ordering of the sheets. And there's no order to the number of words recalled. Now, this information here is not very useful. So I can't really, what I want to do is I want to be able to show those interested in the results of the study, I want to show them visually 2 things. I want to show them central tendency, roughly on average, how well did people do. And I also want to show them dispersion. How are the results, what's the dispersion of the results in terms of the range of performance and how much spread there is in performance. Because performance can range from 0 words recalled to 18 words recalled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a group, I'm going to create a frequency distribution. I'm going to count up the number of people for each number of words recalled. Now to make my job easier, the first thing I want to do is I want to sort my data. So I want to sort from lowest to highest. So in Excel, there's a sort function. So I can do a custom sort. And I want to sort by number of words recalled. And I'm going to sort from smallest to largest. And I click OK. There. Now I'm not, the subject order is down not from 1 to 30. What it is person 20, the sheet number 25, which represented subject 25, that person recalled only 2 words. Then subject 28 recalled 3. Now I have the data sorted from the lowest, poorest performance up to the person who performed best, and that was sheet number 27, person 27, who recalled all 18 words. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to create a frequency distribution. So it's number of words recalled. Format painter is really handy. Yeah. And that performance can range from 0 to 18. F is the frequency. How many people in my study recalled 0 words? Well, the poorest performance was 2. So nobody recalled 0 words. Nobody recalled 1 word. In terms of frequency, 1 person recalled 2 words. So that will give me a 1. 1 person recalled 3 words. So 1. 4. 1 person recalled 4 words. Now 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people recalled 5 words. 2 people recalled 6 words. 2 people recalled 7 words. 2 people recalled 8 words. And there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people recalled 9 words. 3 people recalled 10 words. 2 people recalled 11. 1 person 12. 0 people recalled 13. 1 person recalled 14. 1 person 15. 0, 16. 1 for 17. And 1 for 18. And that is my frequency distribution. Now, you don't have to know this, but I'm going to throw this into a graph. So I can make it create a visual. Don't worry about this, you're not responsible for this here. So I'll just create this. And there's my frequency distribution. I need to fix my select data. So I have to show what the labels are. Okay. So here's my data. Don't worry about the graph. You don't have to worry about it. You're not responsible for that. I just want to demonstrate what it looks like. So what I can see here, I have a visual representation. I can see that which is the modal response, is 9. 6 people recalled 9 words. We'll talk about center tendency the following week. And I can see the shape of the distribution. It's kind of like it's skewed a bit. It's not skewed, but it's kind of like not really any real kind of set. It's kind of jaggedy. But I can see that the bulk of the people are between 5 and 12 words. There's a small smattering of people who didn't do very well, and a small group of people who did exceptionally well. So by taking the raw data, creating a frequency distribution, I then can give to my audience a visual representation of what the data looks like. I'll just throw this down here, move this here. Another variable is referred to as the cumulative frequency. We'll call that CF. And that is the number of people who recalled a given number of words or fewer. So the number of people who recalled 0 or fewer words is here. The number of people who recalled one or fewer words, which would be this value plus this, is 0. One person, there was one person recalled, in terms of 2 or fewer words recalled, there was 1 person. The number of people who recalled 3 or fewer words is 1, 2. And I can do that now for right across the board here. So if I look here, 8 people recalled 5 or fewer words. That's 5. This right here, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's referred to as the cumulative frequency. So we're accumulating frequency values as we get higher in terms of number of words recalled. The total number of people, if I sum up total, and we did sum, if you've done sum in Excel, this here is the number of people in the study, right? It's a frequency distribution. So this number here will add up to the number of people that I have. I have 30 people. The cumulative frequency for the last value will represent n, the number of people. And that here is that value, that 30 here represents the number of people who recalled 18 or fewer words. And that's everybody in the study. I have what's referred to as a relative frequency. The relative frequency is the percentage of people who recalled a given number of words. And that is equal to the number of people who recalled a given number of words divided by the total number of people. Yeah, I'm demonstrating some Excel here that you're not responsible for, so don't worry about it. I just want you to be able to see the calculations here. You can do them by hand, or just or really done it in Excel in terms of simple calculations. If I do that, Excel treats it as proportion. And if I want it to demonstrate it to look like a percentage, I press the percent button. There you go. And I can have a relative cumulative frequency, and that's equal to the cumulative frequency divided by the number of people, F4. And we go to 8%. So you can see here, in terms of cumulative, relative cumulative frequency, the percentage of people who recalled 18 or fewer words, that's 30. And as a percent, 30 over 30, 100% of the people recalled 18 or fewer words. Now there were a couple of little Excel tricks I showed here. That's not for you to worry about. I just want you to basically understand the concepts. There are a number of slides that we have. And this is it right here. So this is the data. This is the data sorted. This is the frequency distribution as we saw before. The sum of the frequencies is equal to n. N in statistics is always going to refer to the number of people. And the sum of, that's a summation sign, as we talked about in the practice task. Here's the relative frequency, the frequency divided by the total, or n, times by 100, and the cumulative relative frequency. Okay.